Stephen A. Smith makes his feelings clear on LeBron James after bitter spat. Stephen A. Smith has continued to address his feud with LeBron James, claiming that there's no relationship between the two basketball figures. Stephen A. Smith has declared that he is good with never speaking to LeBron James again as their feud continues to heat up. The ESPN host, who has hinted at running for U.S. president in 2028, found himself on the receiving end of some harsh words from the basketball superstar back in March after publicly criticizing his son and Lakers teammate, Bronny James. In his rant, Smith pleaded with LeBron as a father to stop putting the 20-year-old in situations for which he isn't ready. Smith had often criticized Bronny for his performances last season, but his public comments about his struggles in the NBA were enough to push James to his limit. However, the First Take host later stated that he would have stood up to the 6'9" star if things had escalated beyond a verbal exchange. James also took jabs at the ESPN personality during an appearance on the Pat McAfee show, including a joke that he's gone on a Taylor Swift tour run by discussing their feud in the subsequent weeks. Now, Smith has once again addressed the issue between the two men, reiterating that he and James don't like each other and that no one can mediate between them to help resolve their feud. Speaking on a recent episode of the Gills Arena podcast, Smith said, "There's no situation, there's no relationship. He doesn't like me and I don't like him. There's nobody that can mediate. I don't talk about him unless I'm asked. Some people say, well, why do you talk about him? Because I was asked. This is what I do for a living, so how the hell do I get away with saying no comment? I have no desire to talk about him at all." Smith went on to praise James as the second greatest player in the history of basketball, and that nobody can deny that he's earned his respect and not been given it. However, he maintains that his problems aren't with the athlete, but rather the person. "People don't know the things that have happened behind the scenes, the kind of things that have been engaged in an effort to hurt me. There's a lot of that I know that I don't say," Smith said. Then to go on the Pat McAfee show, which comes on directly after my show on the channel that I work on, to insult me. "If I never ever speak to him again in life, I'm good with it." One person who does support Smith amid his dispute with James is Skip Bayless, who quickly defended the 57-year-old following his confrontation with the Lakers star. Bayless slammed James for deciding to approach Smith publicly while a game was actively taking place, calling it a weak move to choose that time and place to deliver that message. This was a flat-out ambush, a drive-by, a premeditated and calculated move by LeBron James to show up Stephen A. in front of the NBA world while giving Stephen A. no face-to-face time to respond. LeBron didn't want any rebuttal, he began. This was just a delusionally, irrationally, insanely proud pop telling off Stephen A. Smith, noting this debate was rigged. Frankly, that was pretty cowardly.